Greetings from Cybertron. This is SoundJack here with a review of the Transformers Power of the Primes Legends Class Windcharger. So, Windcharger is one of the original mini vehicles from the original toy line. He was one in the 1984 group. He was notable for having magnetic powers, and this is his third generation's toy release. He had a Legends class figure. That at the time that was called Scout, but this Legends scaled size figure in 2010. I believe he was part of the Revealed the Shield subline of the Generations kind of thing. Then he got one for Combiner Wars, which was a redeco / minor retool of the Thrilling 30 tailgate mold, which was based on the tailgates More Than Meets the Eye design. And now we got this Windcharger making three molds within 8 years for a very minor character. I'm surprised he's gotten so many molds. He's not an Optimus or a Bumblebee, that's for sure. But I never had the first mold. I do have the Windcharger in the second mold. While it doesn't look good as Windcharger, it's alright. I don't like this guy. I do not like this toy. I'm just gonna get going on, and then I'll talk about my problems. But before we get on to talking about Windcharger, he does come with the bio card, and if you don't know, the bio cards, there are 12 different bio cards for each individual character, and each one has a different bio representing how each character uses the power of each of the 12 Prime Master toys. This particular one is Prima Windcharger, and he instantly chooses the noble path. That's kind of boring. Nothing about his magnetic powers or anything. But let's take a closer look at Windcharger. He's fairly similar to what his original car body, which I mean is a good thing since it's a very G1 oriented toy line. Most of the body is red. He's got a bit of silver going on in the front right there. He's got an Autobot logo right there, nice white border on it. You got some translucent black windows right there. I'm pretty sure the doors are just black paint. He's got a translucent sunroof. Is that supposed to be a sunroof and with just a little bit of paint to make the full roof? Because I think that would have been better if that was just all paint. Because I don't understand why a sunroof would be that big or that shaped. I don't like that little bit bugs me. That'd be something I could overlook, but there's another thing that's a real problem. Anyway, you got the door on the side. You got his black back window, accurate to his original toy. You got the wheels and no paint on them, but they do roll. This one is a pin. This one is the front. The front wheels are pins. The back wheels are mushroom pegs. And then you got a bit of silver going on in the back there. And then you got the entirety of the robot underneath. Yeah, that's a robot right there. He does roll. He does not have any accessories included with him, but he is able to sit a Prime Master inside his vehicle mode, or a Titan Master, since I do not have any Prime Masters as of yet. What you need to do, however, is pretty much split. Is like just lift the entire back section of the car to lift all of that up into a position so you can actually sit Prime Master in there. And this is the problem I'm talking about with the toy. I will get to that in a second once I finish talking about how Prime Master sits in here, or a Titan Master. Yeah, so that's all lifted up. There is a post. Well, is there? Yeah, there is. It looks like it. There's a post for the tab on the back of the Titan. No, actually, no, that's not. There's just a hole there. But so it's going to be a loose fit, but it's like there's enough plastic around it, so it's fairly tight. Then you just close that all back up, tab that all in, and there you have the Titan Master staying inside Windcharger. Though with the lighting, you can barely see it. I can barely see it, and I'm here in person with it. But yeah, so what you saw before was that this section just fell off, and I don't know why. I do not understand
why this fell off. This is the problem I have with this toy. I got it through a singular transformation of this toy. And then back and forth. So technically 2 transformations. Once the vehicle mode, once the robot mode. And then I just touched it and that fell off. And I'm like, huh, that fell off. And I was like, okay, I guess I can just tab it in. But no, the tab is so loose. It does not hold. The only reason that's holding is because these tabs back here are stuck underneath the windows. And I don't know why this is a separate piece from this. I don't know why they didn't like do something stronger to attach it, because like from what I can tell, there's no glue or anything that was holding those very thin tabs, because like you can see there's a tab right there, there's a tab on the sides, and respective holes that this separate piece obviously goes into. But I don't understand why they didn't do anything to better keep this in one piece. This doesn't need to attach. They could have glued something together. I don't know how toys work, but it does not. It always falls off. It always falls off. It's always going to fall off. It's going to fall off when I'm going to go transform it in a moment, and I'll get more. I'll explain what happens with this in robot mode too. So that's Windcharger in his vehicle mode. So now time for some size comparisons. Here he is with Legends class Titans Return Bumblebee. And you can see he's a bit longer than Bumblebee, though Bumblebee is wider by a bit. Deluxe class Chrome Dome. And you can see how they scale. Voyager class Megatron. And you can see how they scale. And Leader class 6-shot. And you can see how they scale. I'm impressed. I'm impressed that bumper piece didn't fall off at all. I'm surprised on you. Good on you, Windcharger. But anyway, so that's all there's to say on the vehicle mode. So let's roll right along to the robot mode. And to start, we are going to open the cab. I'm going to open the cab and unfold the legs. And the legs are just going to unfold straight like that. Then you're going to take these window pieces and you're going to fold them down on that hinge right there, and then fold these pieces on that hinge right there to cover that up. And then you'll split the legs. And I don't think that like actually tabbed in anywhere, and it just kind of hold. Oh, there's a tab right there that goes over this ridge right there, so it like holds but doesn't like tab really anywhere. Anyway, next what you're gonna do is you're gonna split the arms. You will split the arms. There are pegs right here that go into the holes on the arms right there. Right there, so as you can see that better on that peg. You split the arms, you rotate them down, and then you're going to fold Windcharger's head down on the double hinge and just fold it into a better place. And then you're going to fold the front of the car back. I'll just put that back on if you are having the same problem that I am. And then this tab right here goes into the back of the crotch right there. It'll collapse in like so. And there you have Windcharger in his robot mode. And he's aight. He's aight. He's alright. Taking a look at the head, it's a gray helmet, silver face, and blue eyes. I don't know why. This face feels weird to me. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but I'm not alone in this thought that the face looks weird on this toy, but I just can't exactly place what's wrong with it. But regardless, you got the chest, which is predominantly in this same gray as the helmet. I got a little bit of black there. You got an Autobot symbol on his chest with a silver border, which is different from the white border on his back, so I don't know why that is that. You got silver thighs going on here. And then you got the feet, which are just made up of the back of the car. And then you got the arms. You got some detailing going on there. The arms are completely red. You got the fists right there. And then you got the backpack, which is pretty much just the entire front of the car, and then the top of the car, a bit of the windscreen of the car. So for articulation, his head is able to rotate a full 360 degrees. He does have a ball joint in the shoulder, so he is able to rotate his arms a full 360. He is able to bend them out that far. However, there is bend them out that far just using the ball joint. But there is this hinge right there that allows you to get the arms up more. Doesn't actually really get them to go out straighter because the head gets in the way because of how you have to position it. But yeah, that hinge is also an option for positioning. There's a ball joint in the elbow, so it's able to swivel 360, and you get a little greater than 90 degrees of bend out of it. Nothing at the fists, nothing at the waist. Legs are able to bend that far forward, only that far back, and that far out. And the knees are able to bend at an angle of 90 degrees, and he basically has no feet to speak of, so there's no foot posing there. Gotta say, because of how big the chest needs to be to fit the Time Master, his legs feel squat. The same thing happened with the Legends Brawn from Time's Return, which I haven't reviewed yet, but that will happen eventually. But that works better for Braun because he's a muscly guy, so these proportions feel more wrong to me on Windcharger. So that's my opinion. Yeah, that falls off. This just falls off. Thing I've noticed is that because of how this works, you can just like take this off and just lay this flat back, and then you just got it there, and then you got a cleaner backpack, but it's supposed to fit here. This is what it's supposed to do, and like it holds. Oh no, it doesn't. But yeah. Well, let's see if I don't hit the table doing this. Like, it clearly holds, but any force that goes to it that is applied to that piece specifically will just make it fall off. And I am not happy about that. Though admittedly his profile looks a little better without the bumper on, but then the vehicle mode is just completely ruined, and this should not be a separate piece. I don't understand that at all. I do not understand that at all. But anyway, that's all there's to say on Windcharger in his robot mode. So now it's time for some robot mode size comparisons. Here he is with Legends class Bumblebee. And you can see Bumblebee is a bit taller than Windcharger at the head. Here he is with Deluxe class Chrome Dome. And Windcharger comes up to about the bottom of Chrome Dome's chest right there, like most of the Legends. Voyager class Megatron, he's about the same height as the thigh swivel on Megatron. Let's move them a little more center. Yeah, that looks better. Leader class 6-shot. Well, I thought 6-shot was going to fall, but Windcharger ended up falling instead. Windcharger comes up to right at that knee joint, right on 6-shot. And of course, here he is next to the channel's mascots, Soundwave and Wheeljack, and you can see how he looks next to them. So yeah, Windcharger. Windcharger, you suck. You suck. You suck. Windcharger, you suck. Ignoring the backpack problem, his face looks funny to me. His proportions are a little off in terms of torso to leg ratio. That doesn't make sense for the character. His gimmick for how he sits the Time Masters requires like the entire back half of the vehicle to untransform in order to get the Time Master to sit inside the chest. This decision of the roof being mostly like the sunroof clear plastic kind of thing is odd, but a minor nitpick. But yeah, obviously the biggest issue I have is this roof coming off. Is this the front of the car just coming off? I don't know why. I don't know why that it could. I guess it makes sense for like how the size of the toy is to have this be two separate pieces for easier molding. But this is off and this is on and this is off and this is on, and that should not be that easy to do. Like I can understand if like it does need to, the only way they were able to do it was to like tab it in, but like at the very least give me some friction. At least give me there's enough friction that it doesn't fall off when I do this, but it's I could be the weakest man in the world and I could still pull this off without a sweat. And there it goes. There it goes. And I can't recommend this because of that flaw. And I cannot recommend it. That may be a quality control issue with my copy. Because as far as I know, I haven't heard of other people with this issue with their Windchargers. Granted, I haven't seen a lot of people talking about the Windcharger because everyone is talking about the Beachcomber and Slash toys. But it's a problem, and I can't in good conscience recommend it if I know that backpack thing is a problem. It just cuts half of the car out. And also a thing I forgot to mention on the car mode is I didn't like the car mode all that much because it rides high. It rides really high, like Bumblebee rides right at the ground. Like that's okay, and like Windcharger just, I don't know why. I don't like how high he's riding in his vehicle mode. But that's another minor point. But the biggest problem is that backpack, the front of the car falling off all the time on my copy. Like I said, I cannot recommend it without knowing that this is a just me thing, because it could be just a quality control issue. But if it is a quality control issue, then other people could have that, and I don't like the toy enough to be able to overlook that much of a flaw. That's my thing. Like I'd be like, okay, I like it. If it wasn't for that, I could probably be like, okay, I like it. The toy is not aesthetically pleasing to me, but hey, it's going to be my Windcharger in my collection, and I think this one is still going to be the Windcharger in my collection. But it just doesn't. And I'm going to have to get it to get a tailgate in my collection. I'm going to have to get it again because there's going to be a tailgate in Wave 2 from the leaks. We don't know that officially, but supposedly there's a tailgate coming. So hopefully that toy has that fixed or working, but this one doesn't, and I'm just not happy with it. But I think I rambled on enough about Windcharger here, so thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SoundJack426. Also, please consider donating on my Patreon page to help support the channel. All of the links will be in the description below. Thanks for tuning in. This is SoundJack signing off.